Welcome guys, in an interesting turn of events, the day before the Hollywood premiere, which is now today, so yesterday, pretty late in the day, Beau DeMayo, who had written and essentially was the producer, was the showrunner for the X-Men revival, the animated series, X-Men 97, was fired by Marvel. Now ordinarily this isn't a massive shock. It is a shock when it's immediately before the premiere and someone's going to be doing the rounds when they had written season 1 and 2, and also when they're pretty tight with Marvel. Beau DeMayo isn't new. He worked on Moon Knight. He's worked on other projects with Marvel. Quite an odd one. Quite an odd one to happen. So obviously this reeks of something unusual going on behind the scenes. Because to top that off, not only was he fired, he deleted his social media. So obviously speculation is rife as to what the hell was going on. And rightfully so, I think. I think it adds quite a lot of questions to what's going on. It's unusual because he'd come out in interviews and said, oh hey, actually, we're having conversations about a season 3 of X-Men 97. Now, some people may look at this, and we'll get to the article in a minute, but some people may look at this and go, well, this is a good thing. You know, X-Men 97, for all intents and purposes, looks like it's going to be pretty wokey. Some interesting stuff being discussed about that. So maybe this is Marvel realising that the conversations surrounding the show are negative, so they're trying to get out in front of stuff. What? You're naive. Like, in the nicest possible way, you're incredibly naive to think that, because Marvel doesn't care. They're happy just to keep going forwards with stuff. They have been for some time. If this is, why would this be the turning point? Like, why is this the tipping point? Oh, that's it. They went too far with X-Men 97. Like, why? So I reckon something's going on behind the scenes. Some controversy. But let's take a look. Hit subscribe if you're new here, and follow me over on Twitter at Missed Reviews. So, Marvel shocker. X-Men 97 creator Beau DeMayo fired. Now, it says weeks before premiere, because apparently he was fired a little bit before, but we don't. It doesn't really. Who knows? Who knows? This has only come out today, which is the day before. Or come out yesterday, which is today, and today is the day of the premiere. So it says, in an unusual situation on the eve of a project's debut yesterday, today's the debut, the writer, producer, who worked on Moon Knight and Blade, I mean that's a shit show, will no longer be promoting the show or moving forward with future seasons. Now something really bad must have happened behind closed doors. Why? Because, very obviously, Marvel doesn't get rid of people that they work with. You just get shifted around to other things in Marvel. That's honestly what happens. They rarely will fire anyone that they've got on multiple projects. Because when you're in there, you're pretty much in there with Marvel. You know? You keep failing upwards, it's fine. So earlier this month, Beau DeMayo was in the midst of a particularly busy time at Marvel Studios. The writer, producer, was preparing for the launch of X-Men 97, the Disney Plus series he created as a continuation of the beloved 90s Fox Kids show, which is a great show. All the Sentinel storylines and they're absolutely incredible. And what is probably, arguably, undisputably the best ringtone choice in history is the theme song. Alright? So DeMayo, a Marvel regular who previously wrote on live-action series Moon Knight, as well as early drafts of the company's delayed but still upcoming vampire thriller Blade, had completed writing duties on Season 2 of X-Men 97 and was lining up press and making plans to attend the show's Hollywood premiere on March 13th, which is today. He was even discussing loose ideas for a third season with members of his team. But early last week, Marvel and DeMayo apparently suddenly parted ways. So literally last week, gone, done. His company email was deactivated and cast and crew were informed he was no longer on the project. DeMayo's Instagram account, once a source for X-Men updates, was deleted. So again, adding more bizarre fuel to the fire. And no reason for the firing was given. Marvel hasn't bothered to comment. Not even, right? Not even the really simplistic thing of just creative differences, guys. That's their go-to to get out of any controversy. Just creative differences, sorry. That's the non-controversy way of getting out of it. Not even that. DeMayo's representatives did not return calls for comment, and emails to the showrunner yielded no response. So it was a surprising turn of events on the eve of the show's March 20th debut. Splitting with writers is a normal part of business for Marvel or any studio. Not, well, again, they say, however, it's unusual for a top creative on a Marvel project to miss a premiere or cancel press plans last minute. It's not really normal for Marvel to part ways with their creatives. It's really not. They just shuffle them onto other things. That's unusual. So even if they've been shuffled to the side, most Marvel premieres feature multiple screenwriters walking the red carpet, some of whom had been rewritten by the writers also walking the carpet. So Marvel announced DeMayo's hiring in November 2021. The move was met with some level of excitement as the scribe brought his identity as a gay black man to the project. That's right, ladies and gents, because what really matters about X-Men 97 is gay black men. Fuck it, oh. Anyway, I made it a point in talking to the press about how growing up as the adopted son to white parents with a Korean sister in the South made the X-Men characters and their struggles for acceptance by society feel personal to him. His silence on social media has been acute, as he was a prolific poster sharing X-Men tidbits as well as shirtless pictures of himself at the gym. Apparently, and they say this, for a time he also ran a non-explicit OnlyFans account, all of which inspired the LGBTQ publication Out to declare him the sexy gay Marvel writer and showrunner to know. Maybe he started an explicit OnlyFans account. Maybe. Probably. Potentially. Is it odd that they would have just fired him the day before the Hollywood premiere, right? What would get them to do that and not even say the reason why? But at times, social media had proven a challenge. While making the series in May 2023, DeMayo announced he would be deleting his Twitter account after he was attacked by users accusing X-Men 97 of whitewashing the character Sunspot, with the casting of Brazilian actor Goy Agostini in the role. X-Men 97 continues the story of X-Men, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I mean, look, something's clearly big is happening here. Clearly something controversial is happening behind closed doors. I mean, it's not a stretch, but I just wonder what it is. I'm just letting you know. Maybe this will be good. Maybe it's not. Maybe this is a sign of better things to come for Marvel. Probably not, obviously. But there you go. He is fired. Pretty huge issue. What do you reckon it was? Lonely fans? I reckon he made a Lonely fans. I mean, he already had one. So what, to him, someone that debases himself, I guess, like that. What's the issue with doing a little bit more? Anyway. Look, thoughts down below. Cheers. Take care. Bye-bye now.